thoughts and feelings. So we are observing ourselves or our oneself, and we have gained insights and make our actions necessary judgments in to achieve our goals. So for example, if a person is trying to quit smoking and they observe that their smoking habits and triggers, leading to better understanding of how to avoid relapse. So self-observation helps individuals become more self-aware and accountable for their actions. So um, so we are being responsible, we are being self-aware. So yan ang self-observation. In judgmental process naman, it refers to the evaluation of one's performance based on internal standards and values. So people can compare their behavior to their ideal self or societal norms to determine whether they have met the expectations. And that doesn't positive judgments can boost self-esteem and motivation, while negative judgments can lead to feelings of guilt or shame. So it is important because it is not just for positive but also in a negative way. Kasi nga 'di ba, natin if we have met the societal norms of standard, yung mga ganito ganyan. So kung that is like hindi mo maano na parang hindi ka with societal norms or standard, is parang naglo-low yung self-esteem mo, and that is a no-no. So self-reaction involves in the process of responses of individuals have their own behavior. So the positive self-reaction such as pride or satisfaction reinforce desired behaviors, while negative yung negative na self-reaction is yung disappointments or yung regret can prompt in the changes in behavior. So this self-concept or self-reaction highlights the role of emotions in self-regulation and how they influence future actions. So for example, a person who feels guilty for skipping a workout may be more motivated to exercise the next day to avoid similar feelings. So parang kumbaga kasi hindi ka naka study, so dahil ayaw mo na ma-feel yung parang guilt na parang hindi ka nag-study, you will try to parang i-navigate mo yung feeling na yun. So ganun ang self-reaction. So parang kunwari hindi mo nagawa yung assignment mo today, hindi mo nagawa yung assignment today, tapos nagpasa na, tapos wala kang napasa, and because of that is parang ina-avoid mo na siya in the other day, or you don't ginagawa mo na lang siya, or like kumbaga kung binigyan ka ng chance ng teacher mo to pass your assignment na late, so parang gagawin mo na siya kasi nga ayaw mo ma-feel yung guilt na nararamdaman mo nung time na wala kang mapasa, and yung time na yung feeling na feel mo that time nung wala kang assignment. So that is the self-reaction. So another example is hindi ka naka-study, diba? Marami to pag hindi ka naka-study, kunwari kanina sa TOP hindi ka naka-study, tapos 0 ka sa quiz, so ayaw mo ma-feel yung na-feel mo that time, so you become motivated na mag-study kasi nga ayaw mo na ma-feel yung same na na-feel mo nung time na hindi ka naka-study. So that is the self-reaction. So we are now in self-regulation through moral agency as proposed by Albert Bandura in his social cognitive theory. So, eto daw is nag-emphasize siya or nag-focus siya sa importance ng internal control in guiding behavior. So, sabi dito, itong theory kasi na ito is that individuals have the ability to regulate their own actions through a process of selective activation and disengagement of internal control mechanisms. So I will be explaining furthermore about this topic. So later on, and so I will first explain the central of this regulation, self-regulation through moral agency, which is the concept of selective activation. So yung selective activation naman is, it is refers to the conscious decision making process by which individuals choose to engage in behaviors that are in line with their values and principles. So through selective activation is that yung mga individual or tayo, we are able to evaluate the potential consequences of their actions, of our actions, and make informed decisions about how to proceed. So ito yung the self ano nga yun? The selective activation. I'm very sorry. So that is the selective activation. Kaya pala nawala ako, sabi ko self. So anyways, the other part is yung the process of disengagement of internal control. So this recognizes that individuals may experience internal conflict or temptation to engage in behavior that go against their moral principles. So in these instances, individuals have actively disengaged their internal control mechanisms in order to resist the urge to act inappropriately. By disengaging internal control is we can effectively override impulses and make choices that are consistent with our ethical beliefs. So atong dalawang ito is gi-emphasize ko lang ito kasi this is also the focus of that self-regulation na moral agency. So these are very important to note because this is very important in the self-regulation in the moral agency. So as like kanina about sa yung pang second, the disengagement. So we try to disengage ourselves to ganito ganyan para we can regulate ourselves. So it is important that we know the control mechanisms and we can regulate our actions and uphold the ethical standards for this. And this process requires conscious effort and self-awareness, but ultimately empowers individuals to make choices that are in line with their moral compass. So that are the self-regulation through moral agency. So redefine the behavior. So I will only see the another aspect, yung mga concepts lang for or yung mga important lang with this redefined behavior, yung mga moral justifications, mga ganito ganyan. So moral justification, according to Bandura, individuals are more likely to imitate the behavior if they believe it is morally justified. For example, individuals may be more likely to imitate aggressive behavior if they view it as a means of defending oneself or others. So Bandura's research, individuals are more likely to imitate behaviors that are perceived as morally justified, highlighting the importance of moral consideration in shaping human behavior, like yung spanking sa mga children, ganon. Sabi nila, disiplina yun, so na-imitate siya ng bata. So another one is yung palliative comparison. It refers to the tendency for individuals to compare their own behavior to that of others in order to justify their actions. For example, yung individual na yun may engage in aggressive behavior because they believe that others are also engaging in similar behavior, leading to them rationalize their actions as acceptable. Katulad nung pag ginawa mo yung hindi naman ka-accept talaga sa standard or societal norms, tapos they think that it is just normal because some people do it. So that is the example. So lastly is the euphemistic labels. It is a way of rationalizing and justifying behavior. This involves using language that softens and the impact of behavior, making it seems less harmful or negative. For example, individuals may refer to aggressive behavior as assertiveness or standing up for oneself in order to downplay its negative consequences. So, sa research